Got an absolutely lightning start. Left everybody standing. Now we got to escape. What's going on, guys? My name is Batilio and welcome back to Project Cars 2 and round 7 of the WSRC Group A Touring Car Championships. And this time around, as you can see on screen, it's the big one. Quite literally the big one, because it is the full-blown Nurbugring Nordschleife combined circuit. A full-blown 15-16 miles of just pure hellish racetrack. They don't call it the Green Hell for no reason. And this is probably without doubt the toughest race of the season. It's probably some people were looking forward to it, some people weren't. I was one of the ones that wasn't really looking forward to it. But yeah, it's going to be a 3-lap race. The conditions are dry throughout qualifying and the race itself. And in addition to that, speaking of qualifying, rather than 15 minutes, we've got 20 minutes, purely because it's just such a long lap. We've added an extra 5 minutes onto qualifying, just to make things a little bit simpler there. But regardless of that extra 5 minutes, it's still pretty much going to be a one-shot qualifying session. So it's going to be incredibly tough. It's not going to be easy. It never is around here. But what we're going to do now is we're going to head down to the grid and we're going to see how everybody got on in qualifying. So, on to qualifying, and early on in the qualifying session I made the decision, or even before the race actually, I made the decision that given that it was going to be a one-shot qualifying run, even with that extra 5 minutes that we have for this qualifying as opposed to qualifying at other races, I made the decision that I was just going to be consistent more than anything else. There may be, there were areas on this run where I maybe could have pushed a little bit harder, but I wanted to get the car to the line and set a valid lap rather than just be, go for just outright quickness, which, some people probably say, you should have pushed more, you should have just went for it, but, admittedly pole position isn't a big thing around here, but, I decided to do it this way. I wasn't 100% confident in the car. The back end was a little bit too squirmy for me, and the front end was a little bit numb, as you're about to see as we come up to here. But the problem was I didn't have a lot of time to practice and qualify. I'm not massively familiar with this circuit. I know a good portion of it, but there are still certain parts where I'm, coming up to corners and I'm wondering, okay, how long is this corner? Even looking at the mini-map doesn't always tell you the full story. So that was something that made things a little bit more tricky for me. It was generally it was an okay run, to be honest with you. There wasn't any massive mistakes. We did make a little bit of a boo-boo at the first carousel. We didn't take that exactly how you should probably take it. But overall it was a pretty good run. It could have been better, I think. It could have been a lot better. I maybe could have shaved a few seconds off here and there. But as we're going to come across the line now, it's going to be a 9:39.071, which, for the first time this season, puts us on pole position. Now, as you can see, no one else set a valid qualifying lap, so technically it's pole position by default, but pole position by default is still pole position, and I'll take it. But looking at the rest of the grid, Laz joins us on the front row for the first time this season. Then he's got Silverwolf just behind. Then we've got Matt Jeffrey in fourth. Kettle Redeye and Popeye share row 3. And then we've got Tom in the BMW and Payo at the back to round out the grid. There are a couple missing due to they had work commitments, so hopefully they'll be back for next week. But yeah, there's our starting grid. We've got pole position. Like I said, it's not a massively important thing around here because the circuit is so long, but every little helps. But what we're going to do now is we're going to head down to the track and we're going to see what we can do. You have pole position, so you really need a nice clean getaway and keep everyone behind you. Okay then, guys, here we go. Got an absolutely lightning start. Left everybody standing. Now we got to escape. Don't know how long it's gonna. Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to be until the order sorts itself out, so to speak. Because half of them didn't qualify. Well, not half of them. Everyone apart from me did a qualifying lap. Admittedly, I'm not 100% happy with the setup we've got on the car, but I think the main thing right now is just to be consistent, stay out of the grass and the walls, and just hope everybody else has accidents. Alright then, here we go. We're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. And our trip through hell begin. Yeah, I'm having to exercise a bit of caution because, as I've probably mentioned in the build-up to this, I'm not a great fan of this circuit. And I didn't get much time to test. Hence why I'm having to use someone else's setup. But the lead's increasing for the moment until Popeye gets up to second, and then it'll probably start coming down rapidly. So let's just enjoy it and bask in the warm glow of P1. And I think what I'm going to do, pit stop wise, is coming at the end of lap number 2 and then just try and hot lap it on new tyres and low fuel. Provided we haven't binned it somewhere first. Lost a bit of time there, but he's holding steady at around 11 seconds, which is basically the click of a finger around here. Well, I think Popeye might have had an accident somewhere. Make our way uphill. Yeah, the rear of the car isn't as settled as I would like it to be. Through the carousel for the first time. Not a fan of that. Okay. This is the easy bit. Got Popeye 13 seconds behind. I told you, man, the guy was just sauntering up to the back of me in qualifying, you may have seen. So if he gets up to the back of his, I don't know what I'll do. Ram him off, shoot him, reach out and just flick his wing mirror in to distract him, perhaps, like in that MX-5 video. Oh, carried way too much speed down there. Woo. Well, there's lap 1 completed. Oh, Popeye's gone into the pits, so he's done an early pit stop, so he might have been carrying damage. But the lead is coming down. I just don't want to be pushing it too much when I don't have to. And the lead is 18 seconds now. But I'm very wary of Popeye. He's already taken 6 seconds out of us. Ooh, that bogged down a bit. Just 'cause I'm so unfamiliar with this circuit. Up to the carousel again. Again, not the cleanest run through there, but at least we didn't die. Ooh, okay. Itchy eye. So we're just putting tyres on. That's all we're going to be doing. We've got enough fuel to get to the end. At least I hope we have. I don't want to do a PO. Please don't let me do a PO. No offense, PO, from last week. Popeye's already stopped, of course, and I'm fully expecting to come out behind him, but we'll see. Okay. So, like I said, it's just going to be tyres. And, yeah. I kind of do miss the actual manual pit stops because I'd be so much quicker into my pit box. What are you doing? Change the fucking tyres! Oh, you douchebags. Oh, I was supposed to stop is quick, but we got to struggle around. Oh, I wanted them to change the tyres. I told them to change the tyres. Right, well, we've got 5 seconds on Popeye. And 1 lap to go. The impossible dream. I know how quick he is around here. Did a 9:05 in the time trial. Can't get close to that, so I can only hope he bins it somewhere. In the nicest way possible. Back squirming away there. Right, if you excuse me, I'm going to shut up and concentrate. Just about see him in on mirrors now. He's not far away. So squeaky bum time. Yeah. That's what happens when you don't know the track. You brake for corners which you can pretty much take flat out. And he was so much quicker through the carousel. That's why I bloody hate it, because I'm so slow through it. Oh crap, oh, I would do that there, god damn it. Well, I was just thinking maybe I could keep him behind me, because the track's very narrow. Whoa, okay, stop, oh god, well, yeah, there we go. And 4 seconds, 5 seconds pretty much, yeah, we've got no hope. Unless he bins it somewhere within the next few quarters, we're not catching him. Ah, I can't fucking believe I did that. I think it was kind of inevitable he was going to get it. If he was behind us going onto this main straight, he would have just slipstreamed past us, and he's so much faster than me. I can hold my hands up and say it, he's a faster driver, so there we go. I got front and rear damage. Oh, well, he didn't bin it, surprisingly. Second place. And I think that's championship over. I'm not catching him. Disappointing, but like I said in a few moments ago, he's so much faster than me. So the guy needs to be in Division 1, realistically. But there we go. You know, you win some, you lose some. Or in this division's case, you win one and you lose every other one. So there we go, guys. That's the race. I'm going to hand over to the other Matinho for the post-race analysis. And yeah, I think we're going to go sob myself to sleep somewhere. Just rock back and forth in the dark, crying my eyes out, throwing that win away. Right, let's hand over to him. So there you have it then, guys. Round 7 in the books, and having looked at the footage now, I can't help thinking what could have been. I think on some of the faster sections, I found myself getting away from him, and I saw I was getting away from him. So if I could have just made it to that long straight, maybe I could have got away from him, gapped him a little bit, and just held on through the final few corners and bagged the win. But we'll never know now. I think the contributing factor may have been the lack of tyre change, but at the same time, if they had changed tyres, then I probably would have come out behind him, and I wouldn't have been able to catch him. So I think overall, like I said, I'm disappointed, but at the same time, like I said in the commentary, he's just a faster driver than me, so he thoroughly deserved the win, I think, after having to start at the back and work his way through. But looking at the rest of the results now, as you can see, it was Popeye first, myself second. Peo came through in third place, some 22 seconds down the road. Then we've got Colonel Redeye in fourth, Silverwolf in fifth, Matt Jeffrey in sixth, and Tom and Laz unfortunately didn't finish. I'm not quite sure of the reasons why, whether they had accidents or ran out of fuel or whatever, but unfortunately they finished with a DNF there, which is unfortunate. What all that does for the league table, though, as you can see, it's now a 21-point lead that we're going to have to make up, because Popeye now on 147, I on 126, and realistically I think it may be difficult to catch him. We've got 3 rounds still to go, but when you consider this this guy Popeye, he's, of the 7 rounds, raced in 6 of them, and of those 6 he's won 5 and finished second in the other one, which was the wet race in Portugal. I think it's just going to be too difficult to catch him now, unless he has an absolutely dire couple of races. You know, I've never wished diarrhea on anyone, but I'm going to do it now. Please, I'm joking. But nobody wants diarrhea. But yeah, looking at the rest of the standings, Colonel Redeye in second place on 92 points, Peo on 84, and Matt Jeffrey on 83, so it's a very tight battle for third place there. That'll probably go down to the wire. We've got Mitch and Twisted Tyre Fitter, who didn't race in this round, so hopefully they'll be back next time out. We've got Silverwolf and Tom on 49 and 46, again, another close battle that'll probably go down to the final race of the season. We've got Atrius, BMC, Hotshot Kev, none of those guys raced this time around. We've got Laz on 24, and then Cherry Glen and Devil Dog on 10 and 9. Again, they didn't race. We're missing quite a few people from this round. But yeah, guys, that's the end of today's episode. Next time out for round number 8, we are heading to Scotland and the Bannock Brae Street Circuit, which is going to be even more difficult because light rain is what's forecast for the entire race, so, and the qualifying. So it's not getting easier, is it? So it's going to be another tough one. Hopefully we can get a decent result, and we'll see what happens. But yep, like I said, guys, that's the end of today's episode. So if you did enjoy this, would like to see more Project Cars 2 or just general racing content from myself, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Also, again, if you want to get involved with the guys from the Weekly Sim Racing Championships, they run various different events over you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, hence the name Weekly Sim Racing Championships, and not only on PS4 but also on PC as well. You can find a link to their Facebook group in the description. Tell them Matinho sent you. But again, guys, thank you everybody so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace!